All right, we are back, and I want to say right now that we're going to skip the formalities today because this is going to be a very long video, and it's depending on how fast I can get through it. But a very long video and a lot of stuff to show you, okay? So I'm just letting you know that now. So let's get started, all right? Well, we know that there's a lot of racism and a lot of classism in gaming. We know a lot of these people who, your usual suspects actually say it. Not too long ago, one was hurled at me too. So, and of course, their followers followed up with that. So it goes to show you the type of company these people keep. All right, and then when you call them one, they say, "I'm not racist. I'm not a bigot. I'm not a classist." Yeah, right. Okay, right. Yeah, sure. So, anyways, we know that certain people need to leave the community, but what do you do when you have the media hurling these things around? That's what I'm wondering. What do you do? So for those who don't know, let's get started. We talk about Stellar Blade. Now, congratulations to Stellar Blade. It sold 1 million units in 3 days. All right, but as you can see here on the screen, it says Stellar Blade sold 1 million units in 3 days on PC, and you can mostly thank Chinese players. Number one, what the hell does it matter if they're Chinese or not? What does it matter? I don't understand that. But for some reason, they need to call that out. And I don't think they do. First off, it's racist. It is racist to call out a specific demographic or minority simply because that's how the game sold. I didn't see anyone saying this when it was on the PlayStation and said, "Oh, it sold so many copies," but they didn't say anything about, other people's race. They didn't do any checks on what race sold them, bought the most of it. They didn't do that. No. But yet we have to sit here and we have to deal with this. Now, like I said before, what do you do when the media does this? Now they're playing divide and conquer when it comes to races. You can thank the Chinese for that. No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? We should be congratulating Stellar Blade for making that much, for selling that many units in 3 days. We should be congratulating that. But instead, here we are. So it almost makes me feel that PC Gamer is salty. But there's there's underlying stuff behind this. So PC Gamer, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should. And you know what? I really feel the community needs to get on them. Now, when I saw this, the community was just making fun of them. That's all they were doing. But that's not enough. Get them out of here. There's no reason for that. So let's move on, shall we? Let's move on to the next one. Now, I want to talk about this Stop Killing Games movement. All right? I want to talk about that. So, for those who don't know, Stop Killing Games, this is in direct, and we've been talking about some direct, connection with the crew. I talked about this before with Ubisoft, how they got rid of the crew because, they don't have to support it anymore, and people who actually bought it, they took the game away from them. So, there's that. So people were, pretty mad, and then, the lawsuit is Ubisoft is saying you don't own your games. We've been talking about this for quite a couple months now. So there's that. Well, Ubisoft, apparently, of course, they're locked in legislation with that, and still, this sparked an outrage in the EU, actually. So the Stop Killing Games movement is about having access to a game. Even when you shut off the online components, you should have a way to save the game so that you can still enjoy it offline. All right? That's what it's about. Now, of course, you can't keep the online servers up because many people are trying to suggest that because that will be financial ruin for the company. It will. But there should be an option where you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? To play offline for these games. So it should be a mandatory thing where these games can just be played offline and you won't have to worry about it and you can keep your game and keep enjoying your game for years to come. That's what we did back in the old days, right? But no, that's not what they want to do. So let's start again with Ubisoft. Let's look at the EULA, okay? When it comes to these companies. Ubisoft says that you should, once the game has lost its support, you should destroy your game. All right? That's what they're saying. Even the physical ones, they want you to destroy your game. That's right. Now, that is absolutely insane. Now, wait, there's more. There's more. Oh, no. I want to get into this because it says, in the termination, you should destroy it. And if not, then they're going to have a problem with that. But here's Sony backing it up and saying, no, you should destroy your games if we decide to stop supporting it. You would be breaking the EULA if you do not destroy your games. But there's more. No. You start to see all these companies fall in line with the same EULA. That's right. So, let's get into it. More EULA. So, it goes to show you that Activision, it goes to show you that, let me pull up a little bit more. Activision, Bungie, well, so there's plenty of them, but we'll start with this one. Activision and Bungie. So they want you to also get rid of your games, because that's part of it. So anytime you feel, it says here that, you can terminate this agreement at any time for any reason or no reason. So it goes to show you they can just get rid of it anytime they feel like it. And you cannot do anything about it. That's part of EULA. That's absolutely ridiculous. Why? Like, these things are absolutely insane. The agreement of this survivability of terms, it goes to show you that this is what they want to do. Like, you have to get rid of your stuff. This is Sega. They're saying the same thing. Upon termination, you must destroy all copies of the product. The provisions of sections 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20, and the modding terms shall survive any termination of this agreement. Goes to show you, none of these companies trust you. None of these companies want you to have anything. They want to control it all. And I've been telling you this for how long? For how long? That they don't want you to have it. They want to control everything. I've been telling you for years about how the Dragon Age issue, when EA got rid of one guy when he had a disagreement with them, and he voiced his opinion, and then they were like, nope, we're shutting you down. We're shutting you down. And he was not allowed to play his copy of Dragon Age because on their end, they shut it down. And mind you, he bought the game, and he was not allowed to play it anymore. They've been doing this for a while. So I don't want anyone to think that this is a surprise, because, Stop Killing Games, it didn't start, it didn't start with Ubisoft. It doesn't end with Ubisoft, okay? It doesn't. But this has been going for a very long time. It just seems now that gamers are waking up to it, which has taken years. Years. But nevertheless, better late than never, right? Okay. So, let's move on, because we got more. So these are the companies that are exactly in bed with everything. So as you can see, Epic Games. You can see we already talked about Sega. As you can see, Nintendo, Riot Games, Roblox, EA. Of course, EA. But let's keep going. SGA. ZeniMax, WB. You know what I mean? Of course, Activision. Everyone wants that. It goes to show you that there are so many companies that are involved in this, that this is a standard thing at this time. It's standard for their EULA. And here's the thing I have a problem with their EULA. Because, as we know, they revise EULAs all the time. All the time. Yet they purposely kept this in, because it benefits them and doesn't benefit the consumer. Okay? But I've been telling you this before. Companies do not like you. They're just using you as numbers. But you know what? If the community just stood up for one time and said, you know what? We're not buying your product, to send a message, then they would think twice about that. They would say, okay, we have to respect you. They would have no choice. Consumers have the power at the end of the day. Let's look more into this. Okay? Let's look more into this. So, this is Cisco. Okay? They're saying that your games, of course, you don't own, you should destroy them. But they're saying also that you are not allowed to buy secondhand games. That's illegal. That's right. On their EULA, their terms of service, you should not use any secondhand games. So it goes to show you that this is what's happening. Now, mind you, before when you had secondhand games, for anyone who remembers the blast from the past, when EA was trying to get you to buy online passes, you bought a secondhand game from GameStop, and they were going to charge you $10 for you to play online. Let's not forget that. See, this goes deeper than what a lot of these, gamers are upset about today. Because we've been tracking this for so long. I just don't get it. When us gamers have the history of what's going on, and then you try to educate the other people that are just coming into the fray with this, they look at you like you're crazy. Because they're going to back their fave and say, oh no, he knows what he's talking about, or she knows what they're talking about. It's like, yeah, but they got gaps. They have gaps in all of it. You know what I mean? And they're not putting the puzzle together. So it goes to show you that they're not doing their history, their research, and then making it seem like it's a new thing. But then they say they've been gamers for a very long time. Well, if you've been a gamer for a very long time, you would have been in on this for a very long time. And if you don't know, ask someone. That's all you got to do. But no, they want to take the ball and run with it so they can get their views or get their likes and get their subscribers up and all that type of stuff. They're only worried about them. They're not, they're not saying I support the community or let me get the whole story. That's what bothers me the most. But let's move on, shall we? Let's move on. So, we have more going on. All right, let's get to it. Europe's largest video game lobby spoke out against Stop Killing Games, saying it make game dev too expensive. All right, it would make it too expensive. The lobby board has members from EA, Ubisoft, Activision, and several other publications who have permanently killed games. Okay? Now let's talk about that for a minute, shall we? So, people on the board, I am not surprised. But that's not enough. I will show you more on that. But it goes to show you that they're saying that their dev cycles, it would kill them, because they make such expensive games and large games. Well, there's a solution to that. Don't make such expensive games and large games. That's all you got to do. No one asked for y'all to make games 3 terabytes long. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like, oh, the update is 100-something gigabytes. No one, gigabytes. Like, come on. No one asked for that. Compression is key. But it seems like people have forgotten all about that. Before you would get, if you go back in the past, you would get a great game, you know what I mean, for, a little bit of memory. It wouldn't take so much. Now you're getting these games, hello Rainbow Six, hello Call of Duty, hello Gears of War, hello Overwatch. I mean, there's so many of them that take such large, they just take up space. It feels like bloat. And they don't, compress. Oh, we need to give you the real audio of it. No one's asking for all that. Come on. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy what they do. You know what I mean? They make them large, and it puts strain on your system, and we will talk about that later, how it puts strain on your system, okay? We'll talk about that later. So, let's talk about the people that are in charge, all right? Because, as we know, it's part of their lobby. They're against games. So, I'm trying to pull it up right now so we can get so we can get into this, all right? Because this is definitely something that needs to be talked about. And it's crazy that this is happening. Like, they don't like you to have your games. They don't like you to. So, like I said, I will pull it up. Like I said, during the editing process, I will pull it up so y'all can see it before I talk about it. And it's absolutely insane. So, let's get to the names. These are the people that don't want you to have your games, okay? Heather Woodlife is the chair, all right? She's from Warner Brothers Games, all right? We have Cannon Pence, who's from Epic Games. Curry Hoskins, who's from Electronic Arts, all right, EA, all right? Ian Mattingly is from Activision. We have Kamenz Kudaratitz from Enforcer, Kumar Jamil from Microsoft, Clemens Mayer Wegelin from Nintendo of Europe. We have Cinnamon Rogers, who is from Sony Interactive Entertainment, Matt Spencer from Take-Two, Elaine Kaur from Ubisoft. We have Alberto Gonzalez Lorca from Bandai Namco Entertainment. We have Karen Parker from, it's kind of small, Square Enix. We have Mark Mazalowicz, which is from Level Infinite. We have Felix Falk from Game. Nicholas Vanolis from Cell. David Verbigun from GP 6 or 8. I can't tell. Like I said, it's very small on my screen. And Nick Poole from Yuki. So it goes to show you that these people, this is the board. This is the board who is against consumers, against you gamers. So it goes to show you, like I said, the Zerto thing, it didn't talk about many other companies. I wanted to give you the names of said companies. All right, so those are the people who are against. I feel as though these people, not only do they need to be removed, all right, from consumer standpoint, but I don't want to say harassed, because you shouldn't harass anyone. But gamers in full should go after these people and question them and be like, why are you against this? Why, you know what I mean? Because, of course, these executives, that's how you have to get to them. And if you can't get to the executives, then you know what? You go after the company admin. That's what you do. If everyone goes after the company admin, the admin's going to be like, oh, what's going on? And guess what? The company will have to deal with that. The admin will feel like it's under attack, not by insulting them, but by legit questions. And it's a whole different story. This is what needs to be done. Okay? It's time to be smart about it. Getting rage and going after them saying, you're stupid, that does nothing. They're just going to ignore the noise. But it goes to show you that all this stuff, all these people, there's a reason that this happens. Like I said before, they do not stand up for you. They don't. And we'll talk about that some more. All right? In a minute, we'll talk about that. So, let's move on to more news. Okay? So, a developer comes out. All right? This is crazy to me. A developer comes out and says the real reason big corporate is afraid of stop killing games. Okay? So, let's get into it. This is a developer. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read the part where the reason, all right? Because it's gaining traction and they're getting pressure. You have to understand, if this goes through from the EU and gamers win this, it's going to put pressure on the US. That's what's going to happen. All right? I'm just letting you know that. And the US is afraid. The EU is afraid that gamers can actually win this. That's what this. So when the lobby come around and people are sitting on a chair, you know what I mean? They're like, oh man, we have to stop this. Because it hurts their bottom line. So let's talk about this. I told you before These things that you're going to hear, that I've been on the cusp of this the entire time. Just let you know. So let's go. The main reason why more and more games that could be played solo have a mandatory online mode is because companies can then track every single of your actions and use that data against you to change your game on the fly to increase engagement or spending opportunities without your knowledge nor your consent. In a world where you could possibly potentially have an offline mode or have more control over your game data, companies wouldn't be able to. They want to manipulate your game difficulty to frustrate you just enough so you feel you need to pay, or making it easier when their engagement algorithm detects you are less engaged. Manipulation, the odds of random rewards or loot boxes based on your inventory or sending history. Some gacha systems have hidden conditions for certain rewards, tricking whales into spending thousands of dollars not knowing these rewards have zero chances to drop. Have discriminatory personalized offers. In free-to-play games, it says it's quite common that players who spent some money have offers that are 2 times, 5 times, and 10 times more expensive than non-spenders. It says, and that's just a few examples of how your data can be used. And losing control of that data or having these practices exposed is what Big Corpo is afraid of. Now, we know that Activision had this problem with loot boxes and they had to take them out. All right? We saw the arguments over that. We've seen how other companies had to take out the loot boxes. But then if you don't remember, especially like with Overwatch, they put them back in not too long ago as a new feature. It's not a new feature. It's a returning feature. It's not a feature. You were supposed to get rid of this stuff and then you brought it back to entice gamers to come back to your game because everyone was playing Marvel Rivals at the time. And it kind of still are. But there are a lot of people who are leaving Marvel Rivals to go back to Overwatch. So it goes to show you this is what they're doing. I've been talking about this for how long? So I'm right there the whole time. It's ridiculous. For a developer to come out and say that, it goes to show gamers are being hustled. Gamers are focusing on the wrong things. They should be, looking out for these type of stuff and looking out for each other. But instead, they're too busy worried about culture war bullshit. You know what I mean? We're going to fight to own the libs. But you know what? The culture war isn't there to fight the libs, to own the libs. You want to know what the culture war is? This is the culture war.
Able-bodied people, 35-year-olds sitting at home playing video games. They're going to now have to go get a job. That's right. And by the way, that's a good thing for them. Their mom doesn't want them sitting in the basement playing.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
So where are your faves to talk about this? This was seen on Twitter. I posted this on Twitter, and yet no one is talking about it. I don't understand. That was a clip from 4 days ago, or should I say now 5 days ago. This was released. So it goes to show you that this is what they think of us. Now, I will say that this is an attack on gamers because they're telling you right now they can pick and choose who can get health care. That's what they're doing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, they want you because they've raised the they've raised the age limit on what you can work. So they want you to work now until that age. They want you to pretty much kill yourself when working for that long. Work, but guess what? You're not going to be able to enjoy your life. And what says that when you're working that long and at that age that you're going to have health care anyway? You don't know. So as far as I'm concerned, this is something that needs to be taken care of. All right? But it goes to show you that I'm just wondering, and I've been talking about this before to y'all. I've said this before. I need to know where the gaming companies are to defend you. Where are they? They don't care. In a time where gamers defend games, and they've been doing it for years. They've been arguing over Xbox versus PlayStation. They've been sitting here defending Nintendo to the end, no matter how many problems it has with their Switch 2. We've seen so many things. Gamers arguing over what game is better. I remember when, when they were putting up against Call of Duty, Gears of War versus Resistance. I remember that. That's all they do. And I'll put it like this. If you have YouTubers or streamers that are doing this, stop. No. Don't even watch them. Because it's getting to a point where that's all they do. They stoke the fires with what's going on. They call themselves gamers, but they're not taking care of the real issues. But let's move on. Because I want to put up here, he talks about how, they're just sucking off the teat of America, and, in healthcare. He's actually lying. Let's get into this, okay? Because a small percentage of people on Medicaid choose not to work, according to recent estimates, around 8% in the country. 8%. So for him to target all gamers is ridiculous. It says, of Medicaid adults are not working for reasons other than caregiving, illness, disability, or school. Many people on Medicaid are either working, taking care of dependents, or managing illness or disability. So it goes to show you that he's targeting gamers. He's lying. And then sitting here saying it's all gamers. No, it's not all gamers. Now, do I feel he's right that people need to get a job? Yeah. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people sit on Twitter and just start shit. So yes, you should get a job. But that doesn't mean that you should be deprived of health care. That's crazy. This is what they want to do. And the thing is, and I've said this time and time again, when Gamergate came in, I tried to warn them. I tried to. And they didn't listen. You let right-wing people in, all right, that had nothing to do with trying to stop ethics in journalism, and they turned it into a culture war. And mind you, all these people are still turning into a culture war and call themselves conservatives. Well, guess what? For years, those people in government, those conservatives, have tried to shut you down since Jack Thompson. We've seen it. We've seen so many other people in government that have tried to go against you gamers. It's crazy. I showed you not too long ago about the president and him saying that violent video games needs to go and it's causing, mass shootings and all these problems. And then y'all said to me, well, that was, in 2019. We need to know what he's saying now. Well, he hasn't come out and said anything. He's had enough time. So it goes to show you that this is something that needs to be taken care of. So the conservatives that you are, those same conservatives again are trying to strike you down. They don't want to give you health care. Now my question is, what do you do about the YouTubers and the streamers that do this all day? Are they deprived of health care? And the question is, how are they going to know that you're sitting at home and playing video games? How are they going to know that? Unless they get your data from companies. They're not going to know. They can't enforce it. The same thing with these video games, these companies saying you need to destroy your games. How are they going to know? How are they going to know that you destroyed your physical copies? Like, it makes no sense to me. But they want to pass laws that do this. Let's move on. I'm telling you, it makes no sense. So, let's go to Nintendo. And I'm telling you, these companies do not care about you. I'm just letting you know that. All right? They don't care. So, Nintendo is on deck. As you can see right here, Nintendo will silence you. That's what they're trying to do. They're saying, if you talk bad about Nintendo on social media, they can ban you. So they want to censor you. That's what it is. And I think that it's absolutely insane that they can do this. You know, first they want to brick your system for trying to mod it. Then, and the thing is, when they're trying to do that, I just want you to let you know that they're in They're in a problem with Brazil, in a lawsuit with Brazil for them trying to brick systems. Just to let you know. So if Brazil wins that, then Nintendo, it's going to go all the way across. They're going to catch a class action lawsuit with this. And mind you, they put in their EULA that you cannot sue them in a class action lawsuit if you get the Switch 2. They put this in there. But to ban you for talking bad about them, they're trying to censor your voice. Again, one of these companies going to do something for you. You defend them, and they don't defend you. They want to lock you down and have control the entire time. They want you to destroy your games. They want to ban you over, over bad posts, criticizing them. Anything negative, you're gone. That's absolutely ridiculous. This is what the companies think about you. But there's even more news with Nintendo. Nintendo is having a problem where they're having swollen batteries in the Switch 2. All right? That's what they're having problems with. And I don't understand how this is even a thing right now. Now, I talked to you guys on Twitter about this, and y'all are saying the thing is, swollen batteries do happen. It's happened before in other systems, in other handhelds. However, it hasn't happened at this point, this short of time. I don't understand. I don't get it. But like I said, if you speak bad about this stuff, you're banned. But if gamers don't complain about this stuff, and of course they've had to, and we're talking about gamers in mass, they can't ban you all. They can't. But if you have legit complaints, they have to address them. They can't just say, oh, well, this is one person and we're going to ban them. It doesn't matter. They'll have to deal with it. But it gets worse. That's right. For those who do not know, Nintendo, the Switch 2 is reportedly overheating while in dock mode. That's right. So if you decide to put it on your TV and play through your TV, it overheats. Now, this is something that is very serious because it says when it's in full swing, you have to be able to make sure that it doesn't, it doesn't overheat. People have said that it overheats regardless if it's in dock mode, and the dock has an air filter, to make sure it cools off, but it's only for the dock. It doesn't cool off the Nintendo Switch 2. And people are saying it's so overheating that it gets hot to the touch. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it seems like this is something that people, that Nintendo wants you to think about. Because they're saying, you know what? It's also a problem with the Ethernet cable that you can run into it. So they're suggesting that you should put it on Wi-Fi. And then you can play with your Switch 2 on the dock. So they're telling you, be a Wi-Fi warrior. Don't use your Ethernet cable. It goes to show you, this is their suggestion of solution. That's absolutely crazy. You can't use features because it overheats. How many times I've been telling y'all already about the Switch 2 and how all the problems, we've been talking about it for like last 4 videos. This is what they're doing. It's absolutely insane. And this is what you pay for. They don't care about you. But there's more with the Switch. That's right. And this is towards the Switch 1. All right? They are upping the price on the Switch 1. Okay? They're upping the price because they want to make sure that that they follow Sony and they follow Microsoft. As we know, their older systems, they went up in price. You know what I mean? And they all follow suit. Now, Nintendo's follow suit, saying that response to changes, it's in market conditions. So again, they're coming up with bullshit, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's bullshit. I'm about to say Nintendo and their bullshit. But it goes to show you that this is what Nintendo is doing. So they're going to remember, they told you, if you're not liking the Switch 2, buy a Switch 1. Just like they did with Xbox. Remember that? So buy a Switch 1. Oh, by the way, we're going to raise the price on the Switch 1 if you buy a Switch 1. It's crazy. This is what these companies think of you. They're just getting greedy. They're arrogant. They've been arrogant and greedy. I've been saying for years now, why haven't they come out and, defended you, especially when they talk about how these games are murder simulators and they teach gamers how to murder and gamers eat it up and then they go out and murder people and they've called you everything in the book. You know that. And you just saw another 5 days ago that they're going to sit here and stereotype you and say all you do is sit at home and play games and you don't deserve health care for it. Crazy. But let's move on, shall we? 2K. We've talked about 2K not too long ago. WWE 2K. Now, for those who don't know, WWE 2K is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, wait a minute. It's a code in a box. We've seen this way too many times now. It didn't work back then when they tried to get you codes in the boxes, and it's not going to work now. No one wants digital like that, and pretty much that's what the Switch 2 is. A full-time digital. Their game key cards are not selling. Third-party developers are saying this and saying, you know what, this was a bad mistake. We're getting, we put them on the cards and then nobody's buying them. So, this is what they deserve as far as I'm concerned. Let's go to the next one, the PlayStation 5. Like I said, they don't care about you. For those who don't know, PlayStation 5 owners are warned their console may die in a couple years. Crazy! It's like you went and you supported Sony, and then they decided they fucked you from the beginning. It's the same thing with the Switch 2. They knew they had these problems when it came out with swollen batteries and and this is just today, and they want to ban you over it, for saying anything negative about it, and they're in a lawsuit, and they just, oh my God. You know what I mean? But now the PS5 is having problems. So Sony knew about this, just like Nintendo knew about this in their R&D department, and still decided to go with it. To try and sell you this stuff. And then, you know what, they can try and fix the issues later. It sounds like games getting a day one patch. It does. But PS5 owners have been warned that their consoles could be dying and dead within a couple years due to a manufacturing issue. Back in 2023, word first emerged from hardware experts that the PS5 consoles had a substantial problem. 2023. Okay? The problem involves the PS5 use of liquid metal, which was actually supposed to be hardware upgrade for the Sony console and was anticipated to be one. However, according to new reporting, the liquid metal issues of the PS5, especially in early models, so you early adapters, you're fucked. Okay, just like they did with the PS3 when they had a heatsink problem. All right, and the liquid had, just didn't stay. It was overheating. All right, it just didn't. And then you had to do everything in your power to try and fix the PS3. Or what you did was you sent it to Sony and they charged you, all right, to fix it, and they would send you a refurbished one. That's what they did with the PS3, the fat ones. That's what they did. Okay? But let's go on, especially with the early models, may be becoming more widespread and problematic. To this end, it's being claimed some of the PS5 consoles are in danger of dying in the next couple of years. And you know what? They're not going to fix it because they're worried about the PS6. You know this. It goes to show you that these companies do not care about you. They don't care. They just don't care. They're just going to send you they're just going to, put out shoddy products, and then that's it. You should know by now, when it comes to everything, when it comes to a new console, to not buy it right away. But they're doing the FOMO method when it comes to selling these consoles and these games. Fear of missing out. That's what you have to worry about the entire time. I don't understand how, for some reason, that people have not, seen this. Like, they haven't caught on to this. And this goes with the company in general. They try and control you. When it comes to guilt tripping you into buying these things. And then, And then when you buy into it, then like, oh, by the way, we control you now with all our EULA stuff. And it's shoddy, yeah, but we'll fix it when it's time to fix it. And if it doesn't work, we'll probably send you, a refurbished version, but we're going to charge you for that extra. It's crazy. None of this makes sense. The system is broken. Let's talk about more broken shit that's coming along the line, okay? EA and their bullshit. That's right. For those who don't know, EA is setting the next Battlefield up to fail, all right? Because as reports suggest, publisher expectations it to compete with Fortnite. Why are you competing with Fortnite? Why are you trying this? You couldn't even compete with Call of Duty back in the day. Remember, they called this the Call of Duty killer. And it didn't work. They failed. But let's move on to this because there's more to this. And it's absolutely hilarious that they decided to do this. So, what it said, according to reports, pressure from EA to ensure this is the new successful dawn of the Battlefield series has led to clashes internally with the budget of Battlefield 6 shooting through the roof. It's believed the development costs have already surpassed $400 million. Crazy! Over $400 million. You know what you could have done with that $400 million? You could have made other games, smaller games. All right, and put more developers, in a job. That's what you could have done. But you're banking on one game that's going to fail. But let's go on. And having spent that much on making a game to happen, EA is expecting Battlefield to pull in more than 100 million players so that it can compete with the likes of Fortnite and Call of Duty. Are you insane, EA? Are you insane? Because it seems like they keep doing this. I don't know what they're expecting, but it goes to show you that EA is full of shit. No way are they going to sit here and compete with Fortnite. Mind you, I want to sit here and say this. The last Battlefield game only topped 30 million players. That's right. 30 million players. So why are they doing this? They are making themselves look bad. They're set up to fail. They are. The experts see it. The gamers see it. And it goes to show you that this is something that they're... You know what's going to happen with this? They're going to lay off people once it fails. That's what's going to happen. But we have more news. That's right. New Battlefield leak reveals extremely brief look at the start of Battle Royale match as EA issues takedowns. Now they're going to put in a Battle Royale match to compete. They're not even trying to be original. They're just going on what other companies are doing. And remember what I told you before. There's companies that come out with something new, and then other companies come out and say, you know what? That's the hot thing. This is what we're going to do. And then before you know it, you have a certain amount of games that come out in the same fashion. We've talked about this before. Someone put it on the drawing board, and apparently it leaked to other companies. They got the memo, and they said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to follow them. It's absolutely, it's just, it breeds stifling gamers with one thing. They feel as though if they can work this and they can keep doing it, that you'll keep buying. That you will keep buying. But there's more. Battlefield 6 has reportedly cost over $400 million, as we talked about, and led to developers taking up to 9 months off due to burnout. That's crazy. 9 months to recover because you're trying to crunch this game out by a certain time. They've had to take so much time off. And you know what? When this game fails, we talked about it. These developers will be gone. They'll be gone. But there's more. There's more. If you think that's bad, check this out. All right? EA CEO Andrew Wilson got a nice pay bump last year, while the company's workers earn less than average. So the executives are raking in money while the guys who are crunching and doing the hands-on work for your business, you can't even pay an average. That's crazy. I can't believe that this is how they're treating developers. Burn them out, get little pay, rake in all the money yourself. It's time to get it from the top down when it's time to lay off people. It really is. It really is. It's become a shit show. And it goes to show you that EA is still, and in my eyes, is still the worst company in America. The worst company. But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit more about EA. Gamers, all right? I can't believe that you're deciding to cheat. I don't understand this. For those that don't know, all right, Madden. A kid is playing against another person online and then having his brother, I believe, do offensive coordinating for him so that he can win the game. So it's 2-on-1. Let's look at it.
Can you hear me? All right, go to gun. Let's go to gun. Go to wing slot offset. Left. Go left. Left trigger. All right, do mesh. All right. Now, hold R2. You gonna have X and triangle on short routes, all right? And then, yeah. X. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now do your tight end attack. So his head can get messed up. Hey, your running back might be open. He might. Okay, yeah, running. That's good. Yeah, see, Big T? He don't know what you're doing. Now do your tight end attack. Yes, sir. Back in the game. You're back in the game. All right. Bro, don't throw no pick, bro. I'm about to get on my phone. If I look up and you freaking... Oh, yeah. Get up out of that Big T. Yes, sir.
That kid is going places. That kid is learned how to read defenses. I don't understand how people don't see how that's a gift, how they're learning. You know what I mean? It's not just, and the thing is, you're going to have people say, oh, and like I said, they said this to me, being classist and racist. Oh, well, you know, you're a hood weeb, and there's no such thing as a hood weeb. We know this, all right? I don't want to hear all of a sudden, oh, all you do is play Madden in 2K. No. But this kid right here is playing Madden, and he's learning so much from it. But I guess you'd call him a hood weeb too. I guess you'd do that. And these are people, as far as I'm concerned, are sitting on Twitter and, you know, insulting people, but not playing games. Because when I, you know, approached them about that, play a game, they say, oh, no, I'm not going to play a game. I'm not playing this game because, you know, I feel it's bad. Then when you hit them with facts, they just say, oh, no, I'm not going to play it. I didn't play it to begin with, so I can't really talk to you about it. Well, then how the hell you know it's bad? You should go by a screenshot of comparison. Ridiculous. Not gamers. Not gamers at all. They just find something to bitch about. But as you can see, this is something that I feel is great. Even though they're cheating. They're cheating. Come on. They're cheating. But to learn offensive coordinating and reading defenses, man, that's a sight to see. That is. Let's move on. You know it's not a sight to see. Oh, no, maybe it is a sight to see. All right? The FGC. Despicable. I don't understand how this is okay. I don't understand how gamers can act like fucking idiots. So it goes to show you, again, the FGC, uncontrollable. Their emotions, uncontrollable. They act like little kids. Let's get started. Mango. That's right. Smash Brothers Pro Mango is under fire for harassing multiple streamers while drunk on Ludwig's stream. Ludwig says that Mango is no longer invited to any of his events after making several people uncomfortable. Now we see that. So, with that said, why don't we see exactly what happened? Because with Mango, people are saying, you know, he's one of the best in the world, but that doesn't give you the right to pull this. So again, let's look at it.
See, we're not drunk, guys. Yeah, we're not drunk. But Mango, on the other hand, no. He's humping toes. No.
End the stream! End it!
End the stream, Mango says.
End the stream! Oh! Final words. Wait, should kids do drugs? Okay, all right.
Oh, Mango's so funny. Okay. I'll just end him with my child. I'll meet you at karaoke.
All right, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Now, these women are saying they're not drunk. However, they look drunk. They do. So it seems like the outrage is coming from the community. All right? But it's not coming from the women. So are people being outraged for someone else? Or what's the case here? I think it's very ignorant. I think it's pathetic. I think that Mango at this point needed to apologize. And this is what Mango said, okay? Mango goes on to say that this is something he woke up drunk, and that he woke up drunk, and that, he feels as though he didn't do, pretty much anything wrong. I hate waking up drunk and seeing I was a drunk dumbass. Don't like using the drunk excuse, but because it's childish, but in the moment, I think everyone is everyone is as drunk as me, and that's usually not the case. I will privately apologize to anyone I made uncomfortable. That's what he says. Now, look, I feel as though, because I went after him on Twitter, I said, no, you owe the community an apology. You owe gaming an apology. And, just saying you're going to privately, apologize. No. Come out publicly and talk about what's going on. So then Mango, because a number of people said that, not just me, okay? I don't want y'all to think that my word, that's why he changed his mind. It was enough people to say it. Mango decides now to publicly apologize and say, he was in the wrong and, he's sorry for everything he did and that he's going to get help. You know what I mean? Get help. Because that's the first thing I said to him. I was like, you need to get help. If you cannot control your liquor or your beer and you're a grown man and you can't control yourself because you're so drunk, you don't need to be drinking. That's the case. So he says he's going to get help. Now, as you can see here, he talks about it. And, Deserto picks up on it, of course. And because of that, he's lost his sponsors. Mango says he's going to reevaluate his relationship with alcohol after the incident and that he plans to accept any consequences for his actions. All right? So there's the thing. Now, with that said, we talked about racism not too long ago, right? And what happened on stream is something the Tekken community needs to deal with because there's a lot of problems right now in Tekken. A lot. So what I'm going to show you is ridiculous. Let's start it up.
Bum ass nigga, this fucking bum ass nigga. Okay, 1 second. I'll say what to do with a bum ass nigga like this. Here's what to do. So bum ass niggas like this always try to pull their Glock out from long range. He's gotta wait for the Glock. So these bum ass niggas don't know what to do. So, do Asian people call each other chinks and stuff, or do, Mexican people call each other beaners? And then it's like, I don't think they do, right?
Now, this person apparently has a history of doing this, and things that are said worse. Okay, so the Tekken community is on, notice when it comes to this person. But here's the thing. People are still donating to this person. Like, if you're going to be racist, at least show your face. Have the guts to show your face. But no, you want to hide behind a VTuber. But like I said, people are donating to him. So what does that tell you about the people donating to him? We've seen too much of this. But karma's a bitch. Because people were posting and saying, on Twitter, we defeated racism. That's right. Let's run a clip for that so you can see that. That's not all. I do love to see that. I mean, that comeback is great. It goes to show you that. Like I said, they got wiped. And I like to see that. But let's move on. We're talking about rage at this point. Uncontrollable behavior. All right? And we talk about this. I want to call this the DSP formula. All right, that's what it is, DSP aura, because that's what people are are getting on now and saying, okay, if I follow this formula, I'm going to get followers, I'm going to get money. So let's see the rage that is going on, which is completely uncalled for.
His defense is literally 10. His defense is literally 10. You're fucking trash, bitch! I will kill you in fucking Minecraft with a pickaxe, you fucking piece of shit! Run it the fuck back after I screenshot me tag teaming your fucking mom with my goddamn octo dick, you piece of shit! How do you get this carried in Tekken 8 by holding back and fucking mashing? You are disgusting! You are an embarrassment to all of Tekken! I will defeat you into the ground and bury you! Fuck you! End it! Ja fucking dipshit. Goddamn playstyle. Oh, I'm gonna duck, and then I'm gonna stand, and then I'm gonna mash, and mash, and mash, and mash. God, what a fucking bitch! You play like a fucking pest! Let me take a screenshot of me fucking getting this rank so when I lose it fighting your fucking retarded ass, and then I learn how to beat you, and then I pound you until the brain cells leave your body! The one that is left! Fuck you! Fucking vermin, bro.
I'm trying to figure out why people are watching this absolute garbage. I don't understand. Look, we get it. It's funny someone's raging. But you're giving them that much views, so they're going to keep doing it. I don't get it. I just think it's absolutely disingenuous to what happens in the community. Like I said, if you rage enough, people will start watching you. And if you keep raging, people will just tune in to see you rage. When you do stuff like this, I remember back in the day when you played fighting games and someone acted like this, someone would say, get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking bum. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you know, because you're going to see a little bit of that. It doesn't matter. Because the way you act, and that's it, next to each other, no, there would be none of that. They know there would be consequences if you did that. Hell, they'd kick you out the arcade if you did something like that. So it goes to show you that everyone's become comfortable behind a screen. But let's get into more. Let's get into more, because apparently people are cheating.
Wait, were you literally that guy from that match who auto frame one ducked instantly 2 hell sweeps and had absolutely no punishment ready? Insta frame duck. As soon as the first hit, the first frame that move could have connected with you, you were instantly ducking. Not a frame before, not a frame fucking after. Twice in a row, and you had 0 punish. You are absolutely a cheater. It's like, don't come into my chat and say shit like that, bro. Run before they adapt. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, low gamer, kill yourself. I'm literally serious.
It's interesting that he says it, because here's the thing. Tekken community have caught him lag switching so that he can get his rank up. Yeah. So for him to complain about someone cheating, even though that's within the confines of the game, and then he cheats himself, zero self-reflection. 0. But there's more. Oh yeah, there's more to this guy, because he has gone on to a level that I would say, we've seen this level that DSP has used, that LTG has used, and now he's doing it. All right? So let's talk about this once you see the video, okay?
That was crazy. Holy shit. I'm not even mad. Alright, now I'm mad. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, don't care. Suck my dick. I'm just a model Tekken 8 player, dude. Look at that, bro. Completely justified. Completely fucking justified. I'd do it again. I'd do it 10,000 fucking times. Fuck that bitch.
Rage quitting. That's what we're doing now. It goes to show you that he's not a sportsman. You know what I mean? You can sit here and play. You know, only when you win, you like it. But when you get your ass kicked, it's, this, and telling you all this stuff. And rage quitting, I'm going to turn it off and call you a bunch of names. And that's corny, bro. That's trash. That's trash. Not a sportsman whatsoever. And I've noticed this time and time again when it comes with games, especially in the FGC. You want to have your esports without, in your competitions without being sportsmen. You lost? Okay, no. Even when you win, I got to pop off and I got to do this. No. That's stupid. I'm going to show you a little bit of that today. But I want you to see the fact that this guy goes even further. That's right. Now he's telling people to kill themselves.
If you're that Oscar player, don't say hi in my chat. Fucking find the rope section in Home Depot, unironically. Like, actually. Like, you will never be good. The way you play is cringe. It's very toxic, and as soon as I learned to play the fucking game, like somebody who isn't like a toddler who just learned how to, like, fucking tie his shoes, you're fucking dead, dipshit. Just saying. Fucking cocksucker playstyle, bro. All of these fucking Oscar players. Literal trash. It was like knowledge check into 3-hit delayed string, into punch parry, into duck, into mixing me on minus frames. What a fucking bitch.
It says, kill yourself, you body pillow worshipping cunt. It says, I hope you literally eat a dick in Minecraft. Now understand that this is going to get worse because, as he says, in more information, he goes on to talk about people he's reporting, and he says, additional information, key charges for no reason. Kill this motherfucker with a gun in real life. I will hunt you down. Now look, that is going way too far. All right? That is. These are the messages that he is sending people. This is salt. It's deep salt. It's mining for salt. We get that. But the fact that you go that far as telling people to end their life, and he'll always say in Minecraft because of the fact that that's how he gets around the part of killing yourself. That's the part he gets, around. So that he doesn't get suspended or anything like that. That's the move to go. They do it on Twitter. They do it on video games, when they rage. And it goes to show you that this is the type of person he is. This isn't entertainment. No. You are sending people, telling them to kill themselves. I wonder where he got that from. Yeah. Crazy. But we have more. That's right. We have so much more. Let's talk about getting banned. That's right. Getting banned from competition because you decided to use PEDs. That's right. PEDs. I don't understand how people can sit here and, they just cheat. Like I said, these are not competitors. They're not. How do you get banned for using PEDs? It goes to show you that these guys will do anything it takes to win. They're not gamers. When you have to do this to get the edge, you're not a gamer, I don't feel. You can practice on a game. You can be beating people on a game. But if you have to go this far, it goes to show you that they have no type of honor, no type of obedience, no type of discipline. You have to, for some reason, have an edge to get a one-up on somebody. So he's banned, as he deserves to be. I don't understand how this, for some reason, is just crazy. Like, Why would you do this? I don't understand. But there's more. We're going to talk about how gamers, again, cannot control themselves. And it messes up the community. And you know what I mean? And everyone thinks that's hype. That's way hype. You know what? That's what we're going to promote. So let's look at it again. Or should I say for the first time? I've looked at it so many times. I keep saying it again. So let's look at it.
Hey, that's it! That's it! Chipolo takes it! Chipolo takes Iron Grip for tonight! Let's go!
Iron Quit 34! Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, dog.
Dog. No,
He got super hyped up.
Wait, there's no way.
He got super hyped.
The game is still going. The PS5 is fine.
Dog. My man's super hyped.
There is not that much victory in the world. No. And he hyped it. Oh, he's too hyped. He's too hyped. No, you should be sitting here saying that's bad. You condone that. Knocking over the PS5. Luckily, it still works. Luckily. These systems cost way too much for you to pop up. Oh, I didn't mean it. Yeah, but you still did it. You couldn't control yourself. I mean, it's okay to, to have a reaction because you won a tournament. I get that. That's not a problem. But when you go that far, I don't want to hear you blacked out or whatever. Oh, I can't believe I did it and I knocked over a whole table. No. There's no excuse in the world for that. And the commentators should be ashamed too. That brings the hype. It's hype. No, it's not. It's stupid. And you're not calling them out on it. Ridiculous. But we have more. Now, of course, we've seen another guy say, kill yourself. Well, in this video, I'll say this now. Guy, and I want you to pay attention to the top right corner because he's streaming. All right? Guy decides he's probably going to kill himself.
Walking low and just let me 3K you. Ah, damn, GG's. Is that another 3K? Is that another 3-0? You just getting washed? Yeah, I mean, 2 raids will help with that. Oh, dude. Oh, it is actually over. It is. Oh, man.
And kids are watching. Someone report this dude. Someone. I'm begging you. He should not be able to stream if that's what he's going to do. I don't understand it. But maybe, maybe I do. Because, I'd probably kill myself too if I lost to Mr. Beast. I don't know. It's ridiculous that this is what streaming has turned into. And like I said, these are the highlights that you're seeing from the FGC, especially from the Tekken community. Especially, this is Guilty Gear. So, I just don't understand it. The FGC is just letting this shit go. Oh, he's just doing his thing and we're going to leave him go because we're worried about ourselves and doing this. No, call him out. Let him know it's not right. Let him know he needs to be reported. But then again, Twitch doesn't do anything. They don't. They unban people for, they'll ban someone for like 10 days and then let them back. Like, that's not enough. This guy has literally a gun to his head. I don't understand it. But we have some more news. Esports. Let's roll into it. This is not, well, some of it's the FGC. But esports. We have America's Navy, all right, putting boots on the ground and bringing up streaming, bringing up video games to lure gamers in so that they can recruit them. That's right. Now, mind you, we stopped the Army. We'll talk about that after the video. Let's run the video. Let's run the video.
You don't miss your shot!
Our Navy sailors over there, right? We got an esports team.
1v1 Call of Duty.
You want 1v1?
We're about to destroy you guys.
And if you win, you get this exclusive Navy bag.
And if you lose, then you got to do a bunch of push-ups.
Oh! Let's go! Yeah. Power through, power through, power through. There we go.
Hey, you guys did the work, so you guys get the bag.
Oh, dang!
You can do push-ups or you can plank off.
I'm gonna do a plank in a minute.
All right, let's do it. That's 45 seconds.
What are you doing?
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
Pressure is on y'all now.
Hey, y'all play Counter-Strike? I mean, I'm down. We'll get slaughtered, but hey.
Don't panic. Let's go. Get back in it. Lock in.
Oh, man. Y'all got 20? What?
Now the Navy is saying that, you know what, they're not trying to recruit gamers. All right. Now, as you can see, that is a lie, because at the end of the video it says Navy/careers. They're trying to get gamers. That's what they're trying to do with their esports team. And you know what? It goes to show you. I'm showing you the report right now that the Navy says they're not trying to recruit gamers, and then that's a lie. That's a lie. It goes to show you. And because of this, what they're trying to do, here's the thing where the Navy is looking for gamers after a disastrous esports launch. So it just goes to show you that this is something that remember, I told y'all long ago, in Philly they tried to do it. The U.S. Army tried to do it. And gamers fought for them up at Franklin Mills. This is in the Northeast. Now it's called Philadelphia Mills. Okay? They tried to recruit kids through gaming. That was a long time ago. And gamers were like, no, get the fuck out. And they ended up getting the fuck out. Then we saw not too long ago, about a year or so ago, the Army team up with Nerd Street Gamers, which it goes to show you what they're all about. Team up with them to do esports and Smash. So again, why are you look, not all money is good money. Why are you sitting here and working with somebody that really wants to recruit you? But there's more. Because, like I said, with the Army, we saw what happened with the Army. They caught, I'm sorry, you know what? Let's not get into that real quick. Let's still talk about the Navy, okay? Because the Navy got caught. That's right. Streaming when a recruiter is there. That's right. So the recruiter sits here and lies and says that he's not a recruiter, but gamers found him out. Let's look at the footage.
I don't recruit people. I help them get the job that people that's already been recruited, that's decided they want to, that they want to join. I help them get their job.
Gotcha. Nice, man.
So, ooh, no, real
question.
Look at this. Yeah, I'm not a recruiter.
Goes to show you, they caught him. Now, here's the thing. History will repeat itself when it comes to this. The Army got shut down, and I think the Navy's going to get shut down too. All right? However, they're throwing money at certain websites that keep you informed about video games, and they say it's an ad. It's an ad. So they're throwing money at and trying to get you so they can recruit you. But here's what happened with the Army. All right. In a surprise twist of events, the Army esports team threatened to ban on Twitch for a giveaway, leading to a recruiting site. Oh, so I won this giveaway. What I do? Click on the link, recruiting site. Goes to show you, these are the games that they play. These are the tactics that they use. But there's more. All right. There's more. So, the Army at one point had a cosplayer running their Twitter account, and he started to block people for tweeting about war crimes. So the esports team. So they got a cosplayer to do it and trying to push it. But they tweeted about war crimes and was blocking left and right. And here's the thing. It wasn't just one or two people. It was a lot of people going after him. But these days, they just they push out stuff and show, they're sitting there playing in esports, and then, what is it? No, they don't answer to anything Twitter-wise. They just put out the information. So they learn their lesson that it doesn't work. But it goes to show you, this is what happens with their, with their tactics. And I just find it funny. Because in more news, when it came to that, all right, The U.S. Army Twitch channel reportedly shut down after being exposed. Okay? So it goes to show you that, you know, gamers were shutting it. Like I said, they were making sure that they were reported. They were making sure that the propaganda had stopped. They were making sure that the army were done. So they shut down their Twitter, their Twitch account, because that's all they were doing. Now, I find it funny that we have the government saying, you're not worth being gamers and you shouldn't get health care, to the point where the Navy and the Army are saying, we want to recruit you. So they'll trash you, but they'll recruit you by using the same tactics when it comes to video games. Absolutely insane. It goes to show you what your country thinks about you. Wake up. Wake up. I just feel as though we could do so much better and not fall for these traps. And yet, people keep falling for the same thing over and over and over. Why would you play against them? I don't know how to play, but I'll play against them. All right, so in their esports guys are pretty much pros. Why would you play against the pro only to, you know, do push-ups? They want to test your strength to see if you're worth it. That's what they're doing. It's no different than when you do a Spartan race. They're there at Spartan races with a pull-up bar to see if you can do it. And they do it after the race is over, after you've done all your obstacles, to see what type of strength you have. It's outreach. And they're trying to get you. It's wild. But you need to be informed. I've seen other people talk about, oh, the EU is, they're, you know, branching out to esports and trying to get you. Yeah, but we have it worse here. They've been doing it for years. So it goes to show you. Anyways, that's the video. I'm tired. But it took so long to do this because of my work schedule. So, be informed. Be alert. I will talk to you later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.